Alright, we're live. Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream. This is our 87th of the season. Oh, my mouse just got weird. Um, 87 is quite a big number. Between June, uh, I don't know, 26, 27, 28, 29, I believe since the 29th of June, I've been streaming a whole lot. I know I've taken a break since 2021 started. That's just because realistically there haven't been a lot of things for me to do. I kind of finished everything I wanted to, and the moment I thought of something new to do, I was usually able to finish it really quickly. But yeah, 87. That's how many live streams that Season 3 will have. Because this is the last live stream of Season 3. With 1.817 coming out next week, Season 3 is ending tomorrow. And yeah, I was going to do actually another stream before this. I was going to do one, I think today, and then one next week. But this was before Memorial Day when I found out that 1.17 is coming next week, so I kind of had to hurry things up. Well, the second to last live stream was just going to be me finishing up all my projects, but I also got impatient and just did all of them before I was planning on live streaming it, so we've come far this season, and I think it would be cool to walk down memory lane and see all that we have accomplished. Need to drink more water. So this is where it all started. Pretty sure this is where the first live stream started. In my house. I lived in this house for quite a long time. Bunch of messy chests and everything. This was where I lived, I believe, until January, I think. I know it looks super professional, and looks like I took a whole bunch of time to build it. Me being humble, I'll tell you that it actually took way less time than you thought to build. See if I can remember where things went. I think sand and cobblestone went here. I think dirt and grass might have gone here. Don't remember what went here. Oh, you know what? I think that might have been iron. This chest I'm pretty sure had valuables. This chest I don't remember what was in it. This was greenery. These chests up here were armor and tools. These two chests were potion-related things. Glass. Okay, I have a better memory than I thought. And yeah, this is where I lived and where I started out most of the season. Of course, now it won't render, but of course now I live in a giant temple made out of gold. This whole island wasn't flat, and that kind of confuses me to this day. This was all flattened out by hand, and it took quite a while, but I think it was worth it. In the initial test worlds, where I built all these initially, I didn't really bother doing a lot of flattening, so there are still hills and everything. Yeah. And I'm trying to think, what happened next? Right, so I remember going into the Nether a whole bunch. This season, yeah, the Nether update came out. So I'm just trying to remember this stuff. I spent so long in here. And I remember not wanting to fly for quite a while because of well, one, because I was afraid I'd crash into something and fall into lava, and two, oh great, piglins, and two, at the time, the server was extremely laggy. It was laggy for quite a while, and eventually we managed to get it somewhat fixed, but in February, obviously, it wasn't good enough since we switched to a realm. Uh, I remember my first thing I wanted to do was get right to work on everything. So the first temple I built, the Earth Temple, I remember farming a ton of acacia, and it was boring but also kind of fun. I knew I didn't really need to worry about stone and andesite since I had been excavating the island. I had plenty of stone and andesite. Um, I I do and do not like this temple. I'm really happy, like from the floor if you look up. I mean, it looks cool because we have the waterfalls and the hanging pools, but it's just gray underneath. And looking down, yeah, you can see all the other pools, and that's pretty cool. But I feel like there's more I could have done for the ground. And yeah, I don't actually remember a lot of building this initially in a creative world. Um, I'm glad I was able to make use of the chain block. It's really good if you're able to, you know, utilize an update to its fullest. And I think I managed to put chains into my base somehow. Of course, we got the Nether portal, which leads to the Nether Gold Temple. Again, I'm really happy with this. I remember hearing about it being possible to break bedrock, so I decided, that's great, I can make the floor flush with the ground. Um, so I got about this far with breaking bedrock all the way up to here, and then we finally had access to Paper Spigot, which made the server less laggy and kept it from crashing a whole bunch, but it also kept us from doing the bedrock breaking glitch, so it wasn't until we moved to this realm that I was able to finish breaking all the bedrock. Um, I really did go to town on everything right away. Of course, we have the gunpowder farm, which is something I'm pretty sure I started building before the first live stream of this season. Is there anything in here? Okay, good. Um, didn't have any good tools, but and I definitely didn't have a beacon, but I just chipped away at making this diamond shape, digging it all the way to bedrock, and I'm really happy with this farm. I know I built a gunpowder farm last season, and you know what? I'm probably going to build another one next season. Um, I know I filled in all the caves around here, so that way these guys would spawn way more often and I'd get a ton more gunpowder, which did happen. But looking back on it, I realized I could have just built my AFK platform 64 blocks in the air and I would have had to do a whole bunch less work. How much gunpowder do we have? We have enough for almost 2 shulkers of rockets. Then I built the water temple. The water temple, I'm really happy with how the first floor turned out. It was just a bunch of mazes. I put a bunch of fish in here, but they all kind of grouped up, which I'm not happy. But actually from here, looking at it like this, you can see all the fish. None of them are in here. None of them are in here. They'll just group up, and I was really hoping that they'd be spread out. And you can see fish just about wherever you went. My idea was to make a cool maze, 4 mazes exactly. Um, and again, I'm happy with how this turned out, at least the first floor. The second floor, I'm really not happy about. It's just empty. Um, I think my initial plan for this temple wasn't even to have a maze. It was just going to be to fill it to the brim with water and then put a conduit in there and then place corals everywhere. But even with the conduit, it was extremely dark and I couldn't see anything, so I realized I wouldn't be able to do that. Also, yeah, um, I removed the door for the Earth Temple. I wanted each temple to have its own doors, but I kinda didn't feel like making the last 7, so instead of removing the store entirely, I just kind of covered it up. You can see the redstone still down there. Um, got the zombie villager to villager converter, which I'm happy I built this. It was really cool having really cheap trades. The way I did my villager trading area last season, I just look for a zombie and then lead it towards the villager, and then I just let it kill the villager manually. But that wouldn't always turn it into a zombie villager. Sometimes the villager would just completely vanish. But this is definitely more efficient, and I got a bunch of cool trades this season doing it. Um, I knew right away in the season that I'd need a ton of gold for my gold temple. Um, Also, yeah, you can see I moved all the villagers up here while working on the rail system, because it kind of looked ugly down there having all those villagers. Well, not the villagers, but the holding chambers for the villagers. Um, so I realized I need a ton of gold, and I made sure to quickly build a gold farm. Again, first time building a gold farm. There were a lot of firsts this season, actually. Um, no piglins or anything are here, but that's probably because I'm not the only person online. How much gold is there in here? There's quite a bit. Right, I AFK'd here, over the weekend. That's... Oh, that's bothering me. I AFK'd over the weekend thinking I need gold to finish up a project. This is again before we had news that 1.17 is coming out on Tuesday. And I remember AFKing here. Simple system, it throws away anything that isn't gold. I think I could have potentially made this an XP farm, which would have been... I've seen people who have turned gold farms into XP farms, and by the looks of it, they work really well. So this is where I've gotten all my gold this season, and that's how I was able to build the gold temple and the nether gold temple. Also, well, I guess this kind of has to be a first. My first time building a piglin bartering system. I remember wanting to build this, and it broke. I remember wanting to build this, shortly before 1.16.2, support was added to our server. In 1.16.2, they nerfed a lot of the trades, but right when I was getting ready to build it, we finally updated to 1.16.2, so I was a bit disappointed. I don't remember if blaze powder was one of the drops, but I definitely know that that would have been a ton of help. And my leg fell asleep, and that's never a fun feeling. How much stuff did we get? Or is left over, I should say. This is also where I got all my crying obsidian and obsidian. I have a ton of spectral arrows. I have pearls. I should have just thrown those out. Or made a system to throw those out. This is also where I don't like that there's blackstone in there. That should have been sorted. This is where I came to get Soul Speed 3 books, and I believe fire resistance potions, for the Mall 2, or Mall 2, I should speak more properly. I think this is also where I got wool, because, yeah, string gets crafted into wool. What else did I sold a lot of stuff this season. I think I might have sold blackstone, I don't remember. I definitely sold soul sand. I sold gravel, I think I sold both types of obsidian. Spectral arrows and leather. I sold iron, but not iron nuggets. Quartz is always empty, because I'm always making redstone comparators. Right, and for the water temple, I remember... I don't remember if I rage quit or not. I'm pretty sure it was the 13th stream. September... Not September. It was the... Yeah, no, it was the 14th stream. I think. It was either the 14th stream or the one before it. Because I remember the 14th stream fell on the 22nd of July. And honestly, it seems like anything that happens in my life happens on the 22nd of a month. I know Season 2 started on April 22nd, and... yeah. Heck. Alright, I upgraded this lately. Of course, I built this Guardian farm. I think I had like a little platform right here. I remember when I was trying to work on... It was either I was trying to work on this or I was trying to just take down the ocean monument. I died and ended up losing everything. I don't think I rage quit. I think I just spent the rest of the stream being upset and trying to get new items, because this was early on. Yeah, I needed the Guardian Farm in order to build the Water Temple, because I needed Prismarine and tons of it. And I couldn't just do what I did in Season 2. In Season 2, whenever I needed Prismarine, I just teleported to a... Well, I didn't teleport to it. I'd find an ocean monument, then set a home there, and then I'd be able to teleport back and forth and physically break the temple and get the stuff I needed. Because in Seasons 1 and 2, we had commands. We had /home, /back, and /spawn. And this season we got rid of that, and I'm kind of glad we did. Yeah, things have taken a bit more work just getting from place to place. I don't know why there's stuff in there. But, everything felt a bit more authentic. When you don't do as many cheaty things, things tend to feel more rewarding, and I definitely think that was the case this season with, again, us not having nearly as many commands, and not being able to set homes either. Because, yeah, it did make things a tiny bit more difficult, but in the end I think it was fun. Let's check out Spawn. Spawn was, a bit different from the past two seasons. Spawn felt very empty this season. And then again, Spawn in Season 1 also felt a little bit empty. And I think it's more noticeable because last season's Spawn, I made giant blocks everywhere, and Spawn was very crowded. This season, it's kind of just whatever. Remember I built this, castle, and again, I'm really disappointed in myself that I didn't do anything with it. I know I at least wanted to make it look a bit rougher and like come in with cracked blackstone bricks and blackstone, but I didn't do that. I guess I honestly, and I still don't know what I would have put inside the castle, mainly because I don't know what goes inside of castles. Of course, we have Tiger's Krusty Krab, and some random person who joined and then left shortly after built this chum bucket right across the street, which I'm really happy they built. Of course, we got the subway station. This was recent. I built the whole railroad system because I ran out of projects to do. And that was fun. I haven't used it since, but it was fun to build. Of course, we got Irish's shop. It's been a whole season. I still don't know what this place was supposed to sell. I see something there. Of course, we have Mall 2, which is definitely the largest building in Spawn. Looking back at it, kind of looks bad. And I think it's just because last season Mall had a bunch of blocks and life all around it. Could have at least planted some flowers. Mall 2 has been my main source of income all season. I didn't sell as many things as I wanted to, but I filled up, I believe, at least half of the spots, which is really good. Obviously, I sell wither roses, wool. Wool has actually been sold since the beginning, I think. Because initially I had a sheep farm at my base in order to make beds, in order to break netherite quicker, in order to get ancient debris. It's crazy to think that at the beginning of the season, ancient debris had just become a thing. More recently, I've started selling logs. There are things I wanted to sell but never did because I couldn't make a farm for it. I wanted to make a blaze farm, but it just was too dangerous for me to, at the moment, to spawn-proof a blaze spawner. Of course, iron sold. Of course, that's out of stock because I always take iron out of here. Gold is out of stock. That I didn't realize. I could have stocked that. Of course, I sell emeralds. I sell all these logs. Fireworks at the beginning of the season were a big, big seller for me. Because I was the only one who added gunpowder farm, I'm pretty sure. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I might actually build a gunpowder farm really early on next season too. And again, that's only because well, post early game you don't have elytra, but once you have elytra, and once you get elytra, you don't usually have farms already, especially nothing as advanced as a creeper farm. So, the first couple of months where I had this farm, it was a huge seller. I remember being annoyed because I would have just stocked it up with a double chest full of rockets just for someone to tell me 5 minutes later that I'm out of rockets. Sold redstone. This has all been just from mining, because I have a witch farm now, but I haven't really restocked this shop. I haven't restocked many of these shops. Forgot I sell shulkers. Sold golden carrots. Surprised this hasn't run out. My main food these days is cooked fish. But again, this is another really popular shop towards the beginning of the season because everyone needed food. Not a lot of people had food farms. I With the leftover prismarine stuff, I started selling it. I sold cobblestone just to fill a spot and just because I had way too much cobblestone, again, from excavating the island. Sold honey. I never sold honey, are you kidding me? I never actually filled up that shop, and now I'm mad at myself. Because I made a honey farm. I made an ice farm, or I attempted to on stream, but it didn't work, and I kind of just abandoned it. Completely forgot it existed until a couple weeks ago. Totems. Last season I attempted to make a raid farm, but for whatever reason it didn't work as intended. It was supposed to... The raids weren't supposed to stop, but they kept stopping. Like, I wouldn't get Bad Omen again, and the cycle wouldn't continue. Of course, later on I stopped having the patience to build a bunch of redstone modules for each one of these shops. So I just did chest shops. Well, this is also actually right after we moved to a realm, so redstone kind of became obsolete. Because the only reason I've ever done redstone for these shops is to prevent people from stealing, but also giving them a way to buy items. Sold bone blocks. I was wondering why there weren't any lights there, and that confused me, but then I remembered these are chest shops. Spider eyes from the witch farm, glowstone from the witch farm, spectral arrows from the piglin bartering system, and soul speed from the piglin bartering system. And then we got honeycomb blocks, which I actually did sell. Well, I put in a chest. I don't think I've sold any. I sold bone blocks. No one spot any spectral arrows. No one spot spider eyes. We got one soul speed sale and quite a few glowstone sales. Next season, I do not want to build another mall. I want it to be like Season 1. Of course, this is before I started streaming. All shops were their own buildings, and they were, like, themed around what they were selling. Like, I made a shop that would sell elytra and shulker shells, or shulker boxes, I forget which. And I made it look like a tiny little, end city house. Or my wood shop, which just sold wood and was made out of wood. And there was my slime block shop, which was shaped like a slime. So yeah, that was Mall 2. I remember flattening out this area, and also building some of this area, because there was actually a dip right there that I had to place over. It was in July that I did that. Actually, well, of course it was July. Many things happened in July. But I think it was the 15th. I don't know why. I just remember that date as July 15th, even though I'm certain that that's... I mean, it could be the 15th, but I don't have a way of checking. Well, I mean, it was a weekend. This is all recent. Someone placed a large spruce tree, which I'm not happy about, and Punny Joke Right decided to build a dirt box and put crafting tables in everywhere. I'm not gonna bother doing anything about it at this point. I wish he had just noticed this. I wish he hadn't destroyed part of the road. This was something I built, maybe September. It's called Literally Gambling. I could probably build this next season and have it work properly, but there was an issue. I kept testing it and, like, seeing what would happen if people didn't respect my wishes of only throwing in one diamond at a time. And if someone threw, like, 1,000,000,000 diamonds at a time, there was a chance that it would spit out every single diamond in the pot. So I kind of closed it and no one ever used this, though. Now that I don't have to worry about random people and them not really following the rules or being courteous, I can probably build this next season. We got this thing that Chicken built. Never really understood what this was. I think it might have been I think it was supposed to be a store. Turn that down. Of course, we got a starter house that someone built, which I'm kind of sad they didn't finish, because it looks like it would have been really cool. We have my friend Dirtpool's windmill. This has been a centerpiece of Spawn, and I really like it. The beacon that I think Chicken might have built, but was never cleaned up. You grab more rockets. Over here we have something I'm really proud of building. Chess. It's literally the name I gave this building, just chess. And it was a fun little project. I built this on stream, and I remember playing quite a few games. I won every single game I played, which is cool. I even made a video where I played against Irish. I think I had wanted to like make it so you'd hit buttons and then these would move automatically, but that would have been way too much work and I would have needed a ton more space. Fun fact, you can swap this out to play checkers. I remember that mobs would constantly walk in here while we were playing chess, and that was annoying. So I added beds. South up here. I don't think I've been inside it. Yeah, I don't think I had ever been in this house before. Maybe once. Also in this direction is some random village that I think Chicken claimed. I never really noticed this because initially the only two areas I played in were spawn and my islands, because my priorities were to get my base done as quick as possible. Also, someone built this, and I'm also really sad they never finished it. I didn't notice this until, again, later on. How rude. But I would have loved to see what this looked like finished. So let's head back to... Actually, let's not head back to the base just yet. There were also 3 islands, which I had meant to claim at the beginning of the season, but completely forgot to. These 3 islands right here. I knew I wanted to build a farm on one of them, but Mina claimed this island, and I mean, she already settled here, so I wasn't really gonna be mean and say, no, you can't settle here, I claim this island, because I completely forgot to. But I legally bought these islands off of her later on. And, well, I do own the islands, and I could theoretically do whatever I want. It kind of feels wrong to destroy this, because I'm a person who really cares about history. History class is my least favorite class, but I mean, like, history pertaining to the server. Jeez Louise, I remember spending months trying to figure out when the server was created. It's August 11th or the 10th. I always forget which now. I used to always think it started in July, like late July, or mid-July of 2018, but I was always wrong. Season 1 wasn't 9 months long, it was closer to 8 months long. It wasn't until, I think, 3 or 4 months ago that I actually figured it out. Where the hell? Oh, right, I destroyed, I had built in order to transport villagers. Once my villager farm stopped working, I realized there was one here, so I just took villagers from here. Broke that. It's a boat at my island. People would always leave boats at my island. At the beginning of the season, there would be like at least 15 boats in the water at any given point. There's another one. they'd usually gather right around here. That island didn't used to exist. Right here. Um, that always it always annoyed me, but also made me laugh. Right, what else is there to cover? There's the fire temp. There's the last two temples. There's the fire temple which I built. Pretty sure this was the very beginning of September. Um, I was really upset because for the longest time I hadn't actually thought of anything to put in here. Wait, that's not true. I wanted there to be a giant like bone uh horn or a tusk, like some sort of skeletal remains, but like giant, that would be holding up a second floor. But I couldn't, for the life of me, make that work. So I just built a diamond and made this empty. But then later on, I got bored and was fed up with how bland this looked. So I put in a volcano here. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. Rest of the area up here looks kind of bland, but this is no longer my least favorite temple. And I don't think I ever showed this, but shortly after, I actually didn't build this on stream either. Shortly after, there it is. I actually came in here and built a little secret room where I have a bunch of blackstone and basalt. There are iron bars missing. I wanted to make a nice looking entrance to this room, but I just couldn't make it work because there wasn't enough space between this lava, or this part right here where the lava is, and where the actual doorway would go. I suppose I could have just moved the door entirely to like right over here. I don't think I ever considered that until just this moment, and now I'm upset at myself. Wanted to clean up all the junk around my base, and I never did that in this room. So I should probably do that. That closes it. It was already open. There it is. That just closes up neatly. Of course, we do have the diamond. Really happy with how this turned out. We've got another hanging portal. I wanted all these temples to have platforms which were held up and would hold a portal. One thing that I kind of am sad about is the fact that these are all centered around an even number of blocks. If this were an odd number, I could have placed the portal like in the center. But oh well. They're all symmetrical to one another at least. Like throughout all the temples. We also have something I spent a lot of time on, the lava river. I always knew that I wanted this quadrant. I knew there would be a river here, and I always knew I wanted it to be lava. So, I knew that since there was already a river here, I might as well just drain it and then fill it with lava, and not make one artificially. I think right here there actually wasn't any river, judging by how this looks. It was still a river biome, but there wasn't any water, so I think I just kind of dug this out and connected it. So that's the only unnatural looking part, which makes sense because it's the only unnatural part. I'm also really happy with that I put obsidian on either end where it contacts the water. Got British Pie over there from, again, 14th stream of the season, which happened to fall on July 22nd. The reason I called it British for pie is because, well, I like math, and pi can be expressed as, inaccurately be expressed as the ratio 22 divided by 7. However, in America, we write July 22nd like this, but the fraction is this. So I made a joke about it being all British, that way I could write 22 over 7 in the date. And it happened to fall on the 14th episode live stream of the third season, which I'm also really happy about. And then we have finally the Ice Temple. It's the last thing I did before really starting to take a break. Outside looks like all the other temples. This temple was actually the hardest one for me to design. I tried many things, because you'll notice all the other temples, the bricks are made of two different blocks, but their colors are nearly identical, like andesite and stone, crimson wood, and normal nether wart. We've got prismarine and prismarine bricks. Here we have blue ice and snow. It also annoyed me that it broke the pattern of the outline of the bricks being a darker color than the actual bricks. I think I wanted to... Either blue ice didn't look good as the border, or blue ice was going to be a pain to get that much of. Wanted to do ice and packed ice, or it was ice and light blue glass for the bricks. The only issue is torches would melt the ice, so I couldn't do that. Took me way too long to figure out a design for this, and I haven't really thought about it or looked at this that often, so I haven't really thought about it. But yeah, I don't like how this looks. Of course, I had the idea. This is kind of like the idea I expressed with the fire temple, where it would be held up by like a tusk or something, just giving support to a second floor. I kind of did that here almost, except 8 times, and then a giant spike in the middle. Of all the before I built the gold temple, I'd usually enter and leave my base through one of these hanging portals. I never really used this portal. I used all the other 3 portals, but never really this one. I've entered it and left it a few times, and I genuinely mean a few times. Nothing's in this. I really should have put something in here. Okay, there's a banner in there, but that's just for the map. I built a quick snow farm in here at one point. I don't remember why. I let my foxes loose, and they're just chilling in here. They used to just be hanging in that corner. I generally don't remember why I built a snow farm. Why did I need snow? Why did I need snow? Maybe it was for... Maybe there's a chance that it was for the tunnel project, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, after doing that, I kind of stopped streaming as often. This places us in October, probably. Of course, I was still doing things here, I just wasn't streaming. So, we're in October, and I believe this is when I founded. No, this was actually November that this started. I take it back. A good few of my friends outside of this server started playing here, and it was really cool. And it was November that it happened. They all moved, or they all found a village really far out and decided to live there. And since I'm their friend, we're all friends, I decided I'd build a house too. After all, I had nothing better to do. But I decided, hey, let's make the biggest house out of everyone. I remember, I think it was the first day of December, or right before December started, I came in here and placed a bunch of snow golems down, and this place is now covered with snow. I think they and I both ended up liking how it looked, though, and we call this the Winter Village. At least I call it that. Um, got Dirt Pool built a second windmill, which is cool. My friends tried to build a house that was bigger than mine. Mine's taller, but his might be bigger, question mark. And this is Angie's house, and yeah. These three haven't been as active lately, but that's okay. Alright, I always hate going through this portal at nighttime. Actually, I'm not going to. There's creepers. It'll just blow up. Is there a bed? There's a bed over here. Yeah. The next season, we won't be able to enter a bed and then immediately exit it while it still skips the night. We got Squidward. They built a mob farm, and they decorated with the face of Squidward, which I think is pretty funny. Oh, there's creepers don't burn, do they? Can I get through without being noticed? I've been noticed, but can I escape? Ooh, it just started to blow up. Why is entering and leaving a portal so dang loud? Like, louder than everything else. Does that count as ambient environment? Guess we'll find out next time I go through a portal. So yeah, I spent quite a lot of time at that village during January and December. In fact, there were days where I'd log in at the village and then not go to my base or leave the village, and I'd play there most of the day and then leave. That path always confuses me. Oh, over there we've got a little area I found, just the gravel mine. Extreme Hills biome. Stopped really going there as often once I had a piglin bartering system. That doesn't make sense. I built that first, I'm pretty sure. I guess it wasn't fast enough, so I decided to start mining gravel. We've got this farm I built. I always forget it's extremely loud, and it's broken. That's supposed to be turned off. Though I don't have bad omens, so we're good. We got emeralds, we got redstone, we got spider eyes. Actually, this might have been where I got a lot of my spider eyes from all too. This is also where I'd get totems. I'd turn off the items filter and it would collect everything that wasn't stackable, including totems. I think this farm broke at one point, but then I managed to fix it. This is, I think, right after we switched to a realm. How much XP is here? Okay, not a lot. Yeah, I ended up making a system that if the farm is farm is on, then I can't leave, so I have to remind myself to turn it off. I got a lot of use out of that, especially when I was doing the rail project. I actually ended up installing something that would let me auto-click while I was AFK. So hopefully that'll come in handy in the future. Actually, in my mind this was earlier, but it was also later. I don't remember when I built it, but I remember early on in the season, I built, of course, the sugarcane farm, except it looked ugly and was made out of cobblestone, and I probably could have built it a lot higher. Actually, this probably was earlier. I think I was watching an MCC while I was building this. Wasn't the one in July. I didn't know that one had happened in August until after it happened. I think this might have been rude. I think this might have been September or October that I built this. The actual tower. I call it the Aquamarine Tower. Just because I like things having names. It's produced quite a lot of sugarcane, and there are materials left over from building this, it looks like. I remember you have to be quick when going through or exiting. And if you fall in here while entering, you just get launched out. Like, look, you can't even walk. You have to run. And there's a chance you'll take damage or will get actually trapped in the mechanism itself. I think the last real oh, I forgot about this. Of course we have the lake. That's a ton of things. Jeez Louise. Before the break, I also think this is before the break. I made this whole lake sand and placed in corals and sea pickles, and I'm really happy. This is kind of to be modeled after my aquarium in Season 2, and I just remembered I had an aquarium in Season 2. Something that bummed me out is the initial world that I created in order to do all my test buildings before the season started was in 1.15, and in the 1.15 version of this map, there was actually a shipwreck in the middle of this lake, and I'm really sad that it didn't exist in the 1.16. There was also, I believe, one like right over here-ish. I guess while we're here, I should mention, I also did this on stream, pumpkin and melon farm, that for whatever reason, the minecarts they like to stop moving. I eventually stopped needing melons. I don't think I ever needed pumpkins or melons, so I just hooked up some composters to them and made bone meal. We've got my super smelter / bamboo farm. Well, I guess I can't really... Can I call it a bamboo farm if I'm not really harvesting the bamboo for bamboo uses? I'm just using it as fuel. I ended up I either built this, actually. I think this existed before I started the railroad project, but I definitely expanded it and made it a whole lot bigger and more efficient. Because for the railway system, I needed a bunch of glass. Also, I needed a ton of nether bricks, so that meant I had to smelt a ton of netherrack. And I remember gathering most of the netherrack, like 90% of it, in just one Saturday. I actually vividly remember building the slime farm on stream. I think this is where I got my first trident. I know I got a trident. Don't remember if this was... Actually, I don't even think I think I did this later on. Maybe in January. I started a secret project in January that heavily utilized the slime farm, and I might have mentioned it once in a previous stream. Initially, I wanted to do it for a stream, but I never really got around to doing it on a stream. But I did end up putting iron golems in. And this is where I got most of my slime this season. Again, I got a trident because the drowned walked up or swam up to me and they were holding a trident. I remember being really happy about getting a trident. Also, I don't usually think about this too much, but I'm really happy that my whole island is surrounded mostly by corals. I don't know, it just makes this whole place look livelier. And the place I picked out for Season 4 may or may not have corals nearby, too. We got a turtle. Got the compass that I built. think the very last project I really did before 2021 was I call it the Crimson Tower. Basically a cactus farm, which I wanted to basically act as a bone meal farm. I don't think this ever was going to be a cactus farm. I think I had always wanted this to be a bone meal farm. But yeah, there are composters hooked up behind the wall, and you get bone meal. I don't think it's as efficient as my pumpkin/melon bone meal farms. The pumpkin and melon bone meal farms were kind of an afterthought. Like, I had probably gotten like 2/3 of the way done with this, and I realized, hey, why don't I also hook up some composters to that farm? I think it's been way more efficient than this farm. I've never AFK'd at this farm once. So yeah, that takes us into 2021. And, okay. I was worried something happened to that crystal. Also, all the crystals are glowing, which I just realized. I've been green for a few days. What was I saying? Right, the first project of 2021. I remember the 6th day of January. I started working on this. Unfortunately, it's really easy for me to remember that date. The date that I started, at least. So my project was the one that I had mentioned with the slime farm. I had a funny idea during the summer, a few months in. I thought, hey, why don't I take a chunk and then fill it with slime blocks, all the way up to Y level 256, and call it a slime chunk. Realized it would probably be very difficult to, I should sleep first, to make it all the way to 256. I mean, if I had AFK'd 4 times, done 4 times as much AFKing, I probably could have. So yeah, I remember January 6th, I dug out that entire chunk. I also made sure it was like an actual slime chunk, because a slime chunk in Minecraft refers to a chunk where slimes can spawn. So I wanted it to actually, this is a play on words, of course, but I wanted it to actually be in a slime chunk. Way down to bedrock. I realized after I started that I could have probably broken the bedrock if I had enough patience, but by that point it was kind of too late. Also, I'm a bit upset about this, but the red line intersects this slime chunk, but oh well. It's easy to not notice it. And this is, I believe, one of the very last projects that I finished up last week. Over the last weekend, I mainly AFK'd at my slime farm for like 3 days in order to get enough slime. Also stole from my own stock at Mall 2 and emptied out whatever slime I had. Yeah, I'm really happy. This is just a fun thing I wanted to do. I've tried to not show, of course, you guys watching the stream. I wanted to just show you guys during the very last stream. And why is there a tunnel here? Has this always been here? There's no way that isn't new. So right, what was the next thing I did? This year, I've really not done a whole lot of streaming. And again, it's mostly because I haven't been able to think of new projects because I finished the ones that I wanted to do really quickly. Something I did end up building just for fun, and I never did anything with it. I never showed this on stream either, but this might have been January or February. I built this little thing. I don't remember what I wanted to do with this, honestly. I think I might have wanted to put... I don't remember what I wanted to do with this. I think I wanted this to be a larger cave, but it realized I couldn't do that because, well, we've got sand right above us. So I just realized I had always wanted to make this... Oh! You know what? I think I might have built this when I realized it would be really difficult to make this, or get rid of this ridge right here, or whatever you want to call it, that makes the sand go all the way up there and right into the water. I think I built this in order to justify keeping it that way. It would be kind of odd if it were slanted. This is just a quick thing I built, and I remember having fun doing it. I probably should have put that on the compass map. The compass map! I built this. This was its own stream. I built a compass. I took compasses of everyone's bases and major locations. Never used it, just... Again, I care about history and documenting things. I didn't do this on stream, of course, but I made a giant map. I updated it a couple nights ago, and I placed banners everywhere, noting notable locations. I color-coded it, and I don't know if I explained this on stream, but blue banners refer to water, like rivers, lakes. It's kind of funny that I was tempted to make this its own color for the lava river, but this is technically... Rivers are usually considered water features, so I just decided to put a blue banner there. And it was fun naming all these things. Tundra Bay, because it was really cold. Never named the cave/cove. I think if a cove is what I think it is. Why is it so hard to move? I named this Lake Conduit because there's a conduit right nearby. Actually, I think that's where the conduit for my island used to go. The Sapphire River because blue. Got Gourd Bay because the gourd farm. Bamboo Bay because the bamboo farm. A lot of this is self-explanatory, and I only named major geographical features that were near my base. I didn't bother doing that near spawn. Coral Sea because a lot of the sea is filled with coral. We have... Alright, I named all these islands. It was a bit misleading because when you use like one of those websites to preview a Minecraft seed, it'll show you everything based on biomes. So it looked like in the program I used, it looked like there was supposed to be a river right here. Actually, I think I filled some of that in. Or like right here, this was supposed to be connected. And I'm pretty sure... Actually, no, that was my choice to not include the river. It said that there should be an island right there, and there initially wasn't, so I built one. Actually, no, the river, there was supposed to be a river here, and I think I decided to cover it up, because if I didn't, it would go underneath or it would kind of conflict with the ice temple crossing paths, and I knew that wouldn't look good, so I actually plugged it up. Also, again, terraforming the island was its own adventure. Gathering up all this sand. It had a lot of dirt, and actually, it had a lot of sand already. Gathering up all the grass, again, wasn't that hard. But getting the netherrack and the snow for the floors over there was a bit annoying. My initial solution to every problem at the beginning of the season was to throw diamonds at it. And that worked until I stopped having diamonds. Right, so back to the landmarks. Green banners represent land, so we got Gunpowder Island. I never built anything on that island. It's called that because it's right near the creeper farm. A Cardinal Island because I think of cardinal directions, and compasses use cardinal directions, and would you know it, there's a compass on this island. Got the main island, which is Elemental Island. Sugar Island because of the sugar farm. Ferris Island because ferrous means iron, and my iron farm used to be on that island. I think it stopped working once we no, it wasn't after we moved to a realm. It was after we updated to 1.16.2, I think, that it stopped working. We got Hell Island because Fire Quadrant. I ended up naming these islands Danger Isle. This is actually this is what Mina named the island, so I kind of had to name it that. Cargo Isle because it's right near the tunnel is right underneath it. You can actually see the tunnels for the train station. And trains tend to deliver cargo. And then Villager Isle because the Villager Breeder was right next to it. I think that's all the land I named. What do yellow banners mean? Yellow banners... Why is that a yellow banner, not a red banner? Wait. Wait, why do I use... Oh, okay, I think I get it. I think I remember. Red banners are farms, and yellow banners are buildings that aren't farms. So, got British Pie, the Five Temples, uh, the Starter House, and we have the train station. And red are farms, so Slime Farm, of course. They're all the names are self-explanatory, though. Crimson Tower, some of the farms that are housed in towers, I actually named good names like Crimson Tower, because everything related to the new update, and the temple itself is crimson. Uses crimson nether wart, and it uses crimson logs. Bumble Tower, because it's the bee farm, and the Aquamarine Tower, well, it's cyan. And I... Why didn't I? Oh, you know what? I probably couldn't have named it the Lapis Tower because emeralds, redstone, diamonds, and lapis and gold are all kind of related to temples, and I didn't want that to get confusing. Is there anything... Oh, you know what? Up here, I completely forgot. I did put banners here. The slime chunk, spawn village, black, I guess, are naturally generated things. I know I put a banner somewhere for the end portal. It's actually further off in this direction. Spawn. We got all the stuff I went over. Wait, blue. Oh, light blue are shops. What are orange? Orange are bases. Or things built by other players. They're things built by other players. Okay. Some other things, like the lava cast. This technically isn't naturally generated, but, like, neither was Mount Rushmore, but people... I don't know where I'm going with that argument. Got some other random houses. Otter's base in the corner. Iris's place. I actually forgot that this was actually on the map. I thought it was slightly further this way. And... yeah, Tiger and Chicken's shared village. There's also something right there, but I don't know what that is. And I completely forgot where I was. I guess let's check out Bumble Tower. This was fun. Why did I need honey? I forget. Why is there a block missing? That's actually really not good. Actually, I probably have enough honeycomb in here. Okay, I'm worried. I'm worried. Oh, thank goodness it didn't overflow. I thought I made an off switch for this. It's too successful, and I needed to make an off switch. Oh, wait, do these make a noise? Hang on. make a slightly different noise, and that's weird. Why do I default to video settings? Alright, so this was extremely successful. This is actually a semi-automatic farm. I have to constantly restock the bottles. If it runs out, then the farm will break entirely, even if I put more in afterwards. Surprisingly enough, no shears have broken yet. Yeah, I guess it's just a shut-off for this half of the farm. All the redstone is below it, and I had a lot of fun building the farm. I think it got frustrating at points, but oh well. Really happy with the design of it as well. After making 2 towers, I kind of struggled a little bit to make an original pattern for it. I wanted it to kind of remind me of honeycomb, so I did this. There initially were supposed to be honey blocks in here. I think I just didn't like how they looked. But I'm really wondering, why did I need honey? Maybe it was for the redstone doors that I was planning on building. Or maybe I just really wanted to sell it at Mall 2. Or I decided I needed honey to build this tower, because I wanted to build a tower. So I decided, let's make a bee farm, and then build a tower around it, and then put honey. I think I just wanted to use honey in some way, maybe. Or I just straight up wanted to build a bee farm because I wanted to. There, of course, is the rail system, which is pretty much one of my... Wait, what? Okay, well, it looks like Enderman griefed. I ended up installing something that would keep Enderman from griefing, though I've been doubting whether or not it's been working. So I'm really happy about this. I completely forgot! I completely forgot to talk about the Gold Temple. This is like this is like the second thing I did in this year. So yeah, my Gold Temple. This is actually very different from how I designed it, at least on the interior. The top 2 floors are mostly the same. I'm not happy with how empty this floor and that floor are. Initially there were going to be things there, and I was going to put a bunch of farms inside. But by the time I got to building this, I'd already built most of the farms that I wanted to. Initially I was going to use water bubble elevators to get from floor to floor, though that kind of got tricky to get out on the floor you wanted to. So I ended up using vines instead. It's also really difficult if you don't have an elytra to get to the portal. You really can't. You have to build up, which is annoying when you die, and my spawn is set here. I did know that I always wanted to put villagers up here. Of course, I didn't have a whole bunch. I think I thought too big. Oh, hello, lag. This floor was going to be my sorting system, and the floor above was going to just hold the redstone for it. I'm really happy with this sorting system. It looks a lot nicer than my one for Season 2. Season 2, I just built a giant warehouse. And it got the job done, but it was ugly. It was just all packed ice, too. Like, all the same block. And it only had one place for you to put in your items. Because I wanted this whole place to be as symmetrical as I could make it, I added 4, input areas. Which is great, because you can be anywhere and put items in. I need sand. I think 3. course, not everything can get sorted. I'm not going to bother sorting every single type of food. Beehives, and there I have an empty shulker box. Magma is separate. This stuff is separate. Chainmail, armor, and tools. These are some valuables, actually. The other, actually, it was over the weekend. I decided, well, I have all these music discs. Why don't I actually listen to them? So I spent a bit of time doing that. Of course, the enchantment table, which I don't recall ever using. I think I always just used the enchantment table at the Enderman farm because it's always been way more convenient. Because if I don't get an enchantment I like, I can just grindstone it away and then get more levels instantly. Before the Enderman farm was built, I actually used my villagers and got XP from them from trading, and that's how I got levels. This season, last season, my sorting system was extremely organized. And by that I mean like categories, like, I remember there being 4 different areas, 2 up top, 2 on the bottom. Remember the top right corner, top right corner was everything that related to color, except for the dyes which went in the top left, and then there was like wood there maybe. I just remember the bottom left having, or bottom right having sand and sandstone and corals. This season I was actually limited by space, so I couldn't sort literally everything this season, which made me realize I had to prioritize some things. Um, Having a sorter for every single workstation, yeah, a bad idea. There's nothing in here. If there's nothing in these, then it means you either have used those items so much that they're never in the sorting system, or you use it so little that those items so little that there aren't any there. Of course, it was smart to put stone and any block that you can get from just doing a whole bunch of mining and digging. It's a good idea to have sorters for those. Though I would like to, I tried this over the weekend in a single player world, trying to make a system that will put items in shulker boxes, and then when they're full, put them in here. Because if um, all 3 double chests get full of a single item, and then it starts to go up, it can actually break the sorters that are nearby, because that's how comparators work. Having one for every die, not necessary, but I think I'm glad I did it. Now, for each color block, this, again, I never really used, I mean, I did use some concrete this season, especially yellow, but that was it. Every wool color, not needed. Every glass color. I mean, okay, to be fair, there is a lot of glass. Glass, I think I used way more this season than I did last season. Of course, I need to leave at least 5 rows of chests empty, otherwise, if there's something that can't get sorted, it could break the system if it tries. This is where all the miscellaneous stuff goes. And it was kind of a learning thing, like, if you realize there's a bunch of something in these chests, and there's not a lot of something else, like, for example, the workstations, you might want to remove the sorter for these and then replace it with one for one of those. I feel like there were a few more workstations here that I did end up replacing, but I could be wrong. I don't remember where. That's kind of bugging me. Kelp blocks. I have 7 kelp blocks. I don't know why I have 7 kelp blocks. And I believe in the very beginning of the last stream I showed this, or actually it was the one before it. There is a floor above us, and in order to access it, I built this little staircase off stream. Really happy with it. You have to go behind one of the chests and right-click this daylight detector, and yeah, it opens up a little staircase. Of course, we got the yellow banner for the maps. This is where all the redstone is. That's all there is to really say about that. Um, I need to check out the rail system, and my most recent project, getting all the advancements. I did end up getting the last two. No, I'm not going to show you my advancement screen. But just believe me, I got the last two advancements, don't worry. Also, yeah, I used to enslave turtles right around here. I let those guys go while getting advancements because I stopped really needing turtle eggs. Alright, what else? Right, the rail system. I started this, I believe, at the end of February. Finished it mid to end, either halfway through April or towards the very end of April. I forget which. Um, I actually had like a schedule set out to when I want to work on certain parts of the railway system, and I was planning on finishing, I think, by the very beginning of April. I was really behind schedule right when I started, and I got more behind schedule as I did the white line. But then with the blue line, that was actually... The blue line is the longest line there is, I believe, out of the red and the white and the blue lines. But that was the one that took me the least amount of time. I think I finished it in like a week. Just because I guess I just had a bunch of motivation. Oh, I forgot. We have the mine. I stopped coming here after I stopped playing as often, because if you're not here as often, then you're not using and needing materials as often. So yeah, the rail system wanted to be a bit more advanced than it turned out to be, thanks to chunk loading being an issue. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, which is have a minecart at either end of any given terminal, and then you'd ride it, the one that's at the terminal already, go to the other side, and then it would automatically send the minecart back, but it didn't work because they'd only be rendered for so far. Well, that's all the stuff I can really remember do. Well, that's not true. But that's all the main things I've built this season and done this season. So let's check out some other people's bases. Also, something for next season that I really want to try to avoid is this, where we have everything built on the nether roof. I kind of want to go back to Season 2, even though, again, we mainly used warps and set home. Well, not warps, but we used set home and homes to get from place to place. I want to go back to using nether tunnels. It feels kind of cheaty being on the roof. Well, not cheaty. I consider it more of a loophole. But it feels like we probably could have gotten a little bit more out of the nether update. It's still crazy to think that we're still in the nether update and that this whole season's been played on the same update. Oh, I forgot they added new nether music. I'm usually have my music off these days, and I'm never in the nether long enough to hear it. That's right, they added new... This whole thing was all... This whole season was about being hyped for the nether update. But after... I got used to it so quickly that I kind of forgot. I remember in Season 2 being so excited, yay! 1.16 is coming out. We get to update, or we get to reset and go to a new season. Um, yeah. I guess I haven't. I was here the other day. I actually flew here by accident. Oh, hello. So yeah, the ice farm. Turns out it wouldn't have worked anyways. Is that an ice crystal? How many freaking zombies with enchanted gold gear are there? I attempted to build it. I thought it would be smart. Looks like it almost worked. I think I want to perfect this for next season. I wanted this to be AFKable and like require like no holding down a click or anything while you're using it. But that didn't really happen. But I think I want to definitely try and build that better next season. Right, bases. Uh, Chicken initially I think was going to live in a savanna biome, but he quickly decided to not do that, so... I guess let's start off at Irish's base. He hasn't been that active this season, but that's okay. He always still builds really cool things, and his little base this season is no exception. It's just two small houses, but I still really like them, and I actually, now that I think about it, aren't these actually beef farms? Okay, one of them's a beef farm, one of them's an actual house. Really love his building style, and next season I'm going to be working on a project that actually hopefully improves my building skills. I spent all month on a roleplay server that I was intending to crash. Um, I'll talk about that later. Um, but I remember building a house, and I wanted to try something I saw in a video, or a technique that I saw in a video. And it turned out really nice, at least in my opinion. And no, it's not one of those stupid box frame houses that looks like you built it with a bunch of Legos, like the one at the Winter Village. It's like an actual house. It's really small, but it's better. I haven't actually really been here. He's got a sugarcane farm. He's got a platform. Over here, he built something. It's supposed to be a farm of some sort, of course. Looks like it's... Okay, no, there used to be something up here, I think. It's like water. I think this... I never noticed that before. I think might have at one point been an attempt at a drowned farm. Just something I wanted to build this season, but never got around to, because I never really ended up needing a trident. I used tridents last season because, well, 1.13, and that was one of the big gimmicks of 1.13 is tridents. What's in here, and who... There's another house! Actually, probably could have not used the nether to get here. It's a really quick flight. Of course, he's got his floating island, which is really cute. He's got a couple of farms, that's the blue line. And I think over here, this is an attempt at building a slime farm, or at least the beginning of one. Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. Ow! How am I fighting? I can just fly away. I don't need to continue being here. Alright, let's check out Tiger's place. Just that way. Tiger is probably the most active new person to the server. He joined this season, and he's really good at building. This is a little nether portal area. This is not... Wait. Oh no, this is a space. I thought I was somewhere else for a moment. Yeah, this is... Not... He didn't build this village, of course, but he built all this. It's really impressive. He's got a little villager farm. He's got actual villagers. He's got actual farms. He's got graves. And he's got cool houses. I want to open this door so badly. No chickens at all? Jeez. The inside of his house is a mess. He's got a fox. Let's kill it. No, I'm kidding. He's got books. I stole one of them. Oh yeah, he's got a... He has, I believe, 3 portals. He's got one underneath there, connected to where his mine is. He's got one right there, and he's got one up there. Back here he's got a bee farm, I believe, and a bunch of animal pens. Actually, I've looked at this a few times, but I've never actually looked into what this is. I think this... Yeah, this looks like a carrot farm? Yeah. It's got its iron farm, of course. I basically replicated it and made my own iron farm further away. Over here, he's built this mansion, and that's pretty cool. Also really love the trees that are around, and the bamboo. Training is also something I want to work on next season. By the time I've finished... I think I know that that's there, but I don't remember what's in here. By the time I've finished Vanilla Survival, and I've moved on, I want to have really improved, or at least perfected, or at least improved on every facet of the game. Season 1 was me base building and doing redstone. Season 2 was me being able to build a lot. Actually, I don't remember. I think it was more farms than doing redstone in Season 2, and also working a little bit underwater. This season, my goal was... What have I improved on this season? And I can still build big things. I think this season I improved on dealing with a crummy server. Season 1, it can't just all be building that I improved on. Probably something corny like leadership. I never placed the sand back at my base! I need to do that right now. Take the long way. Still don't know what that was supposed to be. I think seasons 1 and 2, I definitely improved on leadership. This season I kind of perfected it a little bit. Because running a server was new to me when I first started my new server. This season was just dealing with a bunch of BS behind the scenes. I.e., the server being unplayable or just unbearable this whole season. Hey, I forgot to show you guys, this is something I built over the... Hello. I built a little train station around there. Right, I need sand, and like 3 of it. But yeah, I'm pretty okay with redstone now. Really all that's left is working on building. I mean, there's building and landscaping. There's one that I'm probably not going to end up improving on, and that's PvP. I was already decent at parkour before starting this. Because before I started this... Where's the sand? Before I started the server, I didn't really do much of survival. There were a few things I did that led up to me creating this server, but back when I started playing Minecraft, it was me just being creative and doing redstone. and making the worst houses possible. Because of course I thought diamond blocks in a cube would look great. What new person to Minecraft wouldn't? Maybe in survival it would be impressive. Ooh, I was right, it was 3 that I needed. It's the light level 7. Dang it, mobs can spawn. Oh, they can spawn here too, but there's nothing I can do torch-wise, can I? Is there? Well, let's check out chicken. Actually, yeah, chicken's base. We still have to go to Tiger and... Actually, we'll go to Tiger and Chicken's village first. Also, Tiger worked on a project at one point I saw off stream. It was like 1 or 2 other things. Yeah. This is Tiger and Chicken's shared village. I don't usually come here. I mean, I was here quite a lot when working on the White Line, so it was really close, and there's the White Line terminal. Somewhere over there. Yeah. That's not... Oh, cool, an arrow. Not just any arrow, an arrow of slowness. Oh, did they decorate the station? Ow! Rude. This is what I mean, I need to improve on combat. Okay, good, it doesn't go all the way. And let's head to chicken space, and let's not deal with mobs attacking us. It is really nice. I mean, we have nether portals, which are probably quicker, but it's nice sometimes not having to worry about... I guess if you're flying, you don't have to really worry about mobs anyways, but still. It's a bit safer to travel through the tunnels, even if you're just flying. So now we're at chicken space. My throat is not doing well. I don't know... What? 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 Oh, okay, I was worried for a moment and confused. Okay, so I don't remember how long it's been, but it's maybe like a month or 2 ago. Chicken spent like a week mining diamonds trying to get, I think, 9 stacks of diamond ore. And I guess this is where he put it. I haven't been on the server a lot this month, so I was worried and confused. This is new. Actually, I probably shouldn't spend too much time here. I don't know what this is. This is for Halloween. A little backdrop to take a screenshot in. Don't know what this place is. This place is also new. There's a chest, and I want in. Oh, there's a button here. Thought it was a trap or something. I'm like, I want to break down this door, but what if there's like a secret activation method? And me doing that would kind of make that useless. He needs a sorting system. It's a book, I want to read it, but I also want to be respectful. Got his super smelter. I put chicken in here once just to annoy him, and then cooked chicken appeared in here, and I just left it. He built this giant house. Apparently we each have our own room here. I've never once... I mean, I've entered the house quite a few times, but I've never actually done anything in there, or looked around too much. I believe this is actually used to be a proper village. I haven't been back here before. I mean, I have, but I haven't seen... Actually, you know what? I think I have seen this place, or this area of his base. Of course, he this place more developed? I think this house used to be here before, or maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was in as good of a condition as it is now. Okay, well he's named his place, I guess. So, yeah. Looks like he actually made a proper train station and a path. I don't remember this path being here. He's got a villager farm and a villager trading area somewhere over there. He's got a beacon. This looks fancy and new. He's got a little chicken, or a big chicken actually. He's got this giant hole that he built. And around here somewhere is the little hole I built. Because something fun, at least I thought it was fun. This is like, I don't know, September or October. I'd come over here with Bad Omen, and I'd like sneak, and I'd make a tunnel, and I'd sneak close to here, and then a raid would happen, and you'd have to deal with it. That was mean, and I shouldn't have done that. So he's got this cool boat, for his nether portal. It's got a nice little portal area. Got a cat. Over here there's something. What's over here? I know there's something over there, but what's over here? Oh, this was the thing that I thought of. Okay, that's something different over here. The little tiny village thing Tiger was working on at some point. Didn't want us to be here. No, he didn't want us to enter the portal. So I was rude and decided, well, fine, I'm just not going to enter the portal. I'll just go to these coordinates in the overworld. And I shouldn't have done that, because that was kind of inconsiderate. So rewatching the one or two times I've had to I've rewatched a few streams from Season 1, I realized I was a dick to people. And extremely inconsiderate. In Season 2, during the dragon fight, I straight up killed Ryan in order to get the dragon egg from him. So yeah, I guess he doesn't want us to be here. I've been there with his permission before. It's just a few farms. I guess we can go over here real quick, something I did, again, back in December. Far, far away. There's a portal over there, and I forget why. Okay, I think I remember why. Wait, is this the portal I'm thinking of, or is it actually that portal? It's one of these... No, I'm gonna say it's that portal. That's the portal that we were just at. I completely forgot about. I haven't been there since, I don't know, October or September. That's where I got most of my ice and snow from. So this is map art. That's not it. So I wanted to troll my friends, and make them think I had bedrock, so I just made this. And before it, I just made this map, which is just white. I just spawned a bunch of snow golems. I remember it was a pain building this with all the mobs nearby, or underneath, because they keep spawning. Yeah, that was a fun little thing I did. So I don't think I've processed that the season's gonna end tomorrow. What else is there? I think we're kind of running out of things to show. There are still a couple more things, of course. Over that way, we've got a mushroom island that Mina was supposed to live at, but never really did anything with, and we've also got the desert slash mesa. Actually, I want to quickly show you guys just how much damage I did to the desert in trying to get a bunch of sand to make glass for... It wasn't the railway project, it was actually the beef farm. So yeah, we got these... Yeah, this is a sizable... This wasn't all in one go. This is throughout the season. I go to this little patch. One I'm talking about is this giant area. I mined all this for some bottles, because I needed a ton of them. I think it was like 50-some shulker boxes of glass bottles. That's right, I didn't upgrade the super smelter. I mean, I upgraded the super smelter once in order for the railway system. I upgraded it a second time for this. See, this is all the sand I've gathered in 2021. Maybe that's why I haven't been doing as many things. I've just been spending so much time here. Why is there, like, a chunk of stone that looks like it fits into a chunk perfectly? Oh, it goes further than I remember. Wow. Let's turn up the music. And that's literally all I wanted to show you guys in the desert. Of course, we do have the mesa over there. Which is something we're not going to get next season. At least, not initially. Someone placed all this stuff here. I only placed the bed here and the portal. Alright, this portal goes to... That portal goes to, Pillager Outpost, where I'd always go to get Bad Omen for my emerald farm. It was only here for a really short while. This is Otter's base. It's just a thing on top of jungle trees, and I think that's pretty cool. I think Chicken did something similar in Season 1. He's whitelisted, but he hasn't joined, to my knowledge, or accepted the invitation to the realm. And he hasn't been able to find him on Discord, so I can't invite him to our Discord server. Right, let's go to spawn. There are actually a couple more things I forgot about. Over here, this hasn't been finished, and it's kind of a shame, but Jack was building an arena, a large arena. I mean, he probably could just put in a little bit of cobblestone right there and then break that and call it an arena. Forgot about that. And this is Tiger's little game thing. It's been forever since that's been active. I think you have to guess the right item, and each day he adds a new clue, and when you get it correct, you get a huge payout. There's this house that's attached to the lava cast. Tiger actually started to remove the lava cast until I told him, no, it's server history. Yeah, I know it looks ugly, but it's server history. I don't think anyone lives here. So yeah, we got the lava cast. Something fun I did when I was making my witch farm, which we're about to go see, because I completely forgot about that. I added a little hole, because I'd usually just fly between my base and the witch farm, because I didn't have a portal until I actually finished it. So I'd fly through this. Which farm was actually one of my larger farms, or farm projects this season, because it involved me spawn-proofing a giant area. I think, actually, I could have gotten away with not spawn-proofing quite a bit of this. But I just wanted to be thorough. I spawn-proofed everything in a circle. This was January. Late January. It was late January or late February, but I feel like it was late January that I did this. Was it really? Oh, I put pressure plates there. I think I started with slabs and then ran out of slabs. And I started using buttons, but then I ran out of buttons and used pressure plates. And yeah, this farm's been really efficient. I built it, and I forgot why. Probably provided a resource that I needed. Might have been glowstone. Or gunpowder. What's in here? That would have been sugar. It was either redstone or glowstone. I was set with... I didn't need bottles yet, and I never have needed sticks. The emerald farm was keeping me fine with spider eyes, so I have a ton in here. Oh, a shulker gunpowder. Okay, yeah, sugar. Okay, so this is... Right. I guess some random stuff has been spawning. But yeah, this is fun for me to build. Even if it did take a while, at least I think it did. Really proud of the AFK room, even though it's really dull. A chest, an ender chest, and a bed, and a lever. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go off on a rant about Minecraft Realms. They kick you for being inactive if you AFK for like 10 minutes. But the thing is, I'm paying $8 a month for a realm. I'm paying money to... And they say that you can do whatever you want with it on their website, and that it's your realm, and it's up all the time. So why the heck am I getting kicked for idling? Anyways, found out you don't need an AFK pool. You just need to hold down right-click while flicking a lever, and you'll be fine. And it also means that I don't have to eat food while I'm AFKing, because in a water pool you're moving, and therefore you're getting hungry. I guess last place to head is the end. Oh, right. When we got the realm, and it was possible to break bedrock again, I mean, you can really break any unbreakable block. I decided, hey, let's change the end portal frame. Oh, it went into the ends, dang it. Yeah, I can literally just walk in like that. I need to replace that now. The only two notable things about the end are the two Enderman farms. Irish built this, I think, at some point. That clicking is never getting annoying. So, let me repair my stuff real quick, or at least some of it. This sword doesn't have sweeping edge, I lost it, I forget how. So yeah, it gets the job done, and there's a... My god, they're loud. I hate Endermen. Right, so this is the farm I've been using all season up until I think we switched to a realm, which is when a new Enderman farm was built. Though between the two, this one is my favorite. It's slower, but it's my favorite just because of how nice everything is. We got an enchantment table. Never noticed there was a barrel here. This might be new, but there's lapis, grindstone, a chest. Never did move his building materials. And more ender pearls. I would always take my ender pearls that I'd pick up and didn't want, and then put them in those chests until they stopped getting emptied. Of course, we got the void right below us. Something I want to do differently next season while we're in the end. I would like to actually have a server-wide event where we kill the Ender Dragon together. This season, I just did it by myself on day 1. And in Season 2, I did it by myself with Ryan. And then I think in Season 1, there were actually a couple other people. I don't remember who fought it with me, but I'd like to, make it an event and, schedule it and everything. So we got the superior farm. I always have to take whatever I have in my inventory and do that. So in this farm, the Endermen get dropped from much higher, so they have, I'm pretty sure, only half the heart of health. Unlike the other farm where you actually have to hit them quite a few times. It's extremely good with, what's it called? Sleeping Edge. Alright, let's get out of here. Let me replace that, the Crying Obsidian real quick. There's so many things I'd like to do differently next season. Of course, we get put all the way back here. This season had so much hype built around it. No, there was so much hype for this season. And on day 1, it completely flopped. This portal, I don't think, actually goes to the nether roof. But I could be wrong. Okay, it goes to the nether roof now. Used to not do that. But we had such high expectations. And honestly, yeah, I'm blaming this entirely on CubedCraft and server performance. And lag. Because lag is the thing that kept this season from really flourishing. I need XP real quick. I need XP and I need it now. I know how to get XP. There we go. Wait, I hear clicking. Does the sorter still need to finish sorting the items, or has it already sorted them? I don't want the thing to be sorting items when we do the world download. Alright. So I'm just going to take that off. Alright, so yeah, this season definitely had a lot of hype. It was really successful day one. There were so many new people that joined just because they were curious to see what was going on. Of course, when a lot of people joined, the server ended up freezing and then crashing, and then all of day one it was crashing. People were losing items because of the crash. Sometimes items duped when the server crashed. Um, I remember it was extremely stressful. I asked someone to help me make some sort of program that would put a cap on the player limit. For whatever reason, CubesCraft doesn't let you do that yourself. Funnily enough, using CubesCraft when we were there, when you create a new server, they have a preset seed for all the servers, so every single server has the same seed. Had we done that this season, we would have been playing on the same seed as last season. And the thing that's funny is, the way I managed to get us a custom seed is by using a plugin, which goes against vanilla survival. I found out that if you can, it's a plugin that lets you create multiple worlds. So what I just did is I installed it, created a new world. It was only compatible with 1.8, which is why spawn, like the ocean near spawn, is all gravel. Then what I did is then I uninstalled the plugin. I deleted the old world file and then renamed the world file for the custom world I made that had this seed to world. That's how I got us the custom world. Next season won't be nearly as difficult. Hoping next season goes smoothly. I have noticed that Realms occasionally does have lag, but it's not nearly as bad as it was on CubedCraft, so I'm really hoping, day one of next season it goes well. Right, I need a chest or two. I don't have my elytra. It's symmetrical. Right. I think we should write in our journal for the last time this season, 64 pages. Actually, we should sign this now that it's the end of the season. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There we have it. My journal. Some other items I have around here is mainly books by other people and 3 by me. So, the ancient debris, I actually found this just the other day when I was looking through some of the old, like, day 1 ancient debris explosion areas. because I realized 1.16, there was a rush to get ancient debris. Some other stuff. And yeah, let me put this away. I'm gonna miss this season, but I'm really looking forward to next season. And next season will be starting on June 9th, assuming everything goes well, at noon, Eastern Standard Time. Hmm. Is this gonna take durability? We got lucky it didn't take durability. Alright. Oh, wait, my food. Alright. Thank you so much for tuning into this season. It's been a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to start work on the next season. So until then, I guess I'll see you. Bye.